Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Shino, and we are back in Modded to the Magical Max. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. Last episode, we went on a little bit of an adventure, and we primarily were just introducing 3 new mods, and that is, of course, Fantasy Creatures mod, the Alchemy Trader mod, and also VS Village mod. Now, we'll be doing more with VS Village as time goes on. But I'm not going to be doing like a huge like playthrough of it. Been kind of playing around with it, and it's got some stuff there that I want, and it's got some things that I want to do. But it's I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But we will be doing a lot with Fantasy Creatures. Glad to have that. Having fun with it. Specifically because one, orcs are like really OP in that you can get a lot of gears from an orc party. So yeah, I think I had like 5 come through and ended up with like 18 gears off of that. Plus ended up getting a lot of meat off of them too, red meat, but I don't know, that just seems wrong to me. So I didn't keep it. I don't know. I don't want to eat orc meat, I guess. Oh, that's all. That's fine. Between episodes, been doing a lot of building. It is getting very noisy out there. I'll pop on the map just so we can see the hill. I've got a big chunk of the hill is pretty much gone. We'll go out and take care of that. I think I'm down to pretty much where I'm going to be able to flatten this out. I can see a little bit of a hill rise there. There's some dirt that's kind of been filling in. So yeah, I got a little bit more there to go. I have pushed it back a little bit just to take some more of it out. The magical house is getting a little bit bigger. So I've kind of designed it a little more and got some stuff filled in there. And then the workshop tower is also coming along. We're going to do some work. We're going to be working over here today. And we'll be working over here as well. You'll see this little spot right here. There were some chickens finally that have spawned over in this area. They were like right up over in here. And so I wanted to kind of get them trapped into an area. So easy to do, dig a trench, put a dirt ring around it, and then go around the chickens and scare them in. Any timid creatures will run away. You saw that with the boxes in the beginning, getting them down here into our trench. So I did the same thing with the chickens. So I've got a couple of chickens in there now. I think I got 3 adult hens in there now. Rooster, I didn't see a rooster around there. I know there's got to be a one around here someplace. Not sure where these, if they spawned right here, if they wandered over, just, I don't know for sure. But we'll get some more. While I've been over here digging and clearing this out, I saw some more chickens over here. So there's a good chance I might be able to find a rooster and chase a rooster over, get it into our group there. So something I've been thinking about, I went ahead and made a couple of copper plates, and I have at least 2 pieces of clear quartz. I think I can make a lantern, right? That way? No. That way, and that way. There we go. A copper lantern. Woohoo. That's going to come in handy. Now, I like the mana torches because they don't, they don't go out on you. So that's pretty cool. Now, I did add useful stuff, or still useful, to this mod pack during the last update. But you'll see it doesn't seem to be working with the copper lantern going in there. And I think that may be a result of, what is that mod called? ABCS? Is that what it is? Backpacks. Yeah, I think that may be a result of this. I'm not sure, but I think they have a clip for putting a lantern on there. And if that's the case, that may be what it's looking for. I'm not sure. I'm going to keep working and checking on that. But it is going to be nice to have a lantern finally. Lighting stuff up. That's pretty cool. Now, this is probably not going to be something I'll be carrying around with me a lot, but I got that torch there. I did put a few more lights, the oil lamps around. So you'll see as we go out here in just a moment, there's going to be a lot of light up there. I did move these out of here. I'm kind of wishing now that I had not put them here in the first place. because I thought they would retain the mana that was in them, but they don't, or the essence that was in there, but they don't. So the one that had like 1,000 in it already, it's gone, lost it. kind of stinks, but that's okay. We'll build up some more. So I've got those moved. We'll go out. We're going to be doing some work in a little bit for some of the magic stuff here in the beginning. So what are we going to do today's episode? Today's episode is we are going to expand our backpacks here a little bit. So I was just looking at the backpack mod. Let's hop back into it. The leather backpack is something that we would like to move ourselves towards being able to get. And for those who are familiar with the older version of Vintage Story, the leather backpack used to just be these right here. You didn't have to add anything else to it. So it has the recipe has changed. Now this has been augmented, of course, again, because of the Tailor's Delight. So where before the vanilla recipe was this, I believe now this is the vanilla recipe for making the leather backpack. And then this is the vanilla recipe, or the modded recipe using Tailor's Delight to be able to make the backpack. So I think we're going to go this route right here. This is going to be the easiest one for us to do. But we want to go ahead and start getting some leather crafted for making some other things that are coming up here, relatively quick. There's a lot of cool stuff that we can make. Especially when we start getting into the ABCS Reborn leather backpacks. We're going to need, that with our normal leather backpack to be able to get that one, which is a pretty quick upgrade to go from, 6 slots to 10 slots. That's a pretty easy one. So I want to be where we can do this as quickly as possible, right? So let's go ahead. We're going to do a little more. I went ahead. I've got my pelts going here. These are at 16% cured, 16% cured. So yeah, we're going to have to go through, this is going to take a little bit more time before these are ready to go, but you'll see I've got kind of a collection of stuff here, and that's what we're going to be working on today. First things first, I'd like to get the Oculus up and built, so that way we can start doing that, and might even take a look at some of the mage armor. So the apprentice robe is relatively easy to make. I guess I should say, when I say relatively easy, I'm referring to as far as what it's going to take to make other things within Rustbound Magic. This is relatively easy. There's a lot that goes into being able to make it. So it's not something that we can do, really fast, but we might look at it and see if that's something we can do. But for all of the Rustbound Magic items, you have to meet a certain magic tier, and you have to have a certain mana cost. You have to have a certain amount of mana with you when you soul bind an item. So you've heard me say several times we've got to get to at least 25 mana. Well, we're up to 29 now, but now that we've hit the 25, we can now start soul binding these items to us, and they give us additional, not only are they armor, but it's also going to give us a plus 10 on our mana, plus also it's going to decrease our mana cost by -5. So I think the plan's going to be today, we're probably going to start with getting everything ready for leather crafting, and then we'll go work on the Oculus. And the leather making process, there is something here in the survival handbook. It tells you that you're going to require at least 1 barrel, but it does recommend having several to make the process much faster. And I agree with that. I'm going to kind of show you the way that I do it, but we're going to tier into it. So the step one, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to get some raw hides, and we're going to have to seal them in a barrel with lime water for a 24-hour period. And that's going to turn them into a soaked hide. We then have to use a knife on them to turn them into a scraped hide. And then we have to put the scraped hide into weak tannin for 4 days. And then after 4 days, we're going to get prepared hides out of the weak tannin, and we have to put those into strong tannin for 4.5 days. To make tannin, specifically for making the strong tannin, you have to already have weak tannin. So we're going to need to make a barrel to make weak tannin, which is water and either the acacia log or the oak log. And you got to seal it up in there for a couple of days. So that's why we're going to start this process first with the leather crafting. We're going to get the tannin going, and then we'll start working on some other things. And barrels are relatively easy. We're just looking at boards. They can be different colors, or you can do them all the same color. In this situation, we're just going to use just normal, whatever wood we have available, plus sticks, and we're going to make our barrels. I'm hearing, see if we can find what we're hearing here. Sounds like another skeleton, maybe. There's our skeleton. I'm hoping that we end up getting a few more fragments while we're here. Let's take a look at what we're doing here as far as the building process goes. I have got the tower done. It goes up. I'm going to have to get that shield off before it kills me. But it goes up 26 blocks. So this is a 9x9 by 26 for this tower up here. Cool. So that is stage 1 of it. Step 2, we built this 4x9x11 frame. It's going to have to be filled in, and it's going to be part of 2 other houses when that's done. Where'd my ladder go? There it is. Third phase of this build is the 9x9 here, and I think this is going to be like a 9x9x6 or a 9x9x7 if I recall. Can't remember the exact size of it offhand, but this is going to be, so what's going to end up happening is we're going to have this tower, and then there's going to be another building kind of built off of it on this side. And then there's going to be another one kind of built off on this side, and there's going to be another one kind of built up above it as well. So kind of sticking out and building, kind of a steampunky kind of look to it, but I think it'll work out really good for like an industrial center. At least that was kind of what my plan was for this. This area right here is going to be kind of a mining quarry area. We'll make it look industrial. So I wanted to have, there's going to be an area right here where there'll be, kind of like a dock that leads out there to it. And then it'll go down into it from that side. Same thing over here. This is going to be kind of a dock area out here. And I wanted to kind of create this kind of like little raised area. So as you can see, you know, if anything's out there coming at us, we're going to be able to see it from a distance. We are going to be building, you know, the defensive perimeter around this as well. So we'll be protected. We should be. But we'll be elevated as well. So anything comes at us, you know, they'll wander up and be down here, won't be able to get to us. All right, let's do this. I need that one. We're going to need 2 there. That is going to be for the lime water that we're going to be doing. And then we're going to have 2 here, and that's going to be for the weak tannin. And then we're going to have 2 for the strong tannin. All right, let's make us a water source. Here we go. Water in Vintage Story is infinite. You just need 1 block, and you have an infinite water source. I don't need to do that much in there yet. I do want to do for the tannin, though. Let's go ahead and fill these all the way up. So I'm going to take some of that water out of there. All right, so what we need to do now is we're going to put the 5 oak logs in there, and we're going to seal that. And we're going to put the 5 oak logs in there, and we're going to seal that. That's going to take 24 hours just for that to turn into the weak tannin. And then we'll have to do the process again with this one. Put 5 more oak logs in it to turn this into the strong tannin. But before we get there, we are going to need to make the we're going to have to get the lime water together. So lime in the game can be found by either using chalk or limestone, and it can be crushed up. So if you're blessed enough to find chalk or limestone, live there. If you're planning on making a lot of leather stuff, just live right there. If you don't get chalk and limestone, that's no big deal. You're not hosed. You can still make a lot of your leather crafting stuff, but you're going to have to find seashells. And I have been watching, and that's one of the things that I like so much about these baskets is oftentimes, besides just getting fish in them, I have been getting seashells as well in them. So I have been collecting those seashells all the time. So, you know, every time I go by there, I see a seashell, I've been grabbing it and throwing it in this chest up here. Each seashell that you process in the quern, put it in there, you click on the top, and that'll grind that seashell up, and that's going to make 2 pieces of lime. Use the lime to make the lime water, and it's a 1-to-1 to be able to make the lime water. And then those turn into the soaked hides. Now it takes a certain amount of liters of lime water per each hide that you do. So if you look at the medium, it's going to require, I think it's 5 liters of lime water for each one of those medium ones that you do. If you're doing the small soaked hide, the lime water requires 3. So you're going to need 3 liters or 2 to get to the next step. So if we're doing 10 hides, we would need 20 liters of lime water. So we're going to make 30 liters is what we're going to need. So we're going to need 30 liters of water in this one. And there we go. So just putting it in there, it doesn't need to like take time to process. You put it in there, it becomes the lime water. There we go. Pretty easy. Nice little area there for collecting up the foxes. There are a lot of foxes in this area. All right, so we just need to now put these into here, and you can see it's going to let me do all 9 at one time. So if we remember from our math we were doing, it was 2 liters per, so we only needed 18 for this. So yeah, not bad. I'm going to go ahead and seal this up. And you'll see now the animation, it is sealed, and it says in the tooltip that it is going to take 20 hours for this to be done. So that'll be tomorrow. And this has another 20 hours left in that one and 20 hours in that one. So that should work out pretty good. About the time this one finishes up, we'll be able to transfer it into here, and we'll be able to convert that one over to be the strong tannin. That'll work out pretty good. All right, we may get disturbed. I don't know. We'll wait and see what happens. I created this little area here. This is going to be where we're going to do all of our world magic stuff at. So basically, it's a 5x5 area, and you've got it set up so easily can see what you need to put where. And I kind of like that. So we're going to be doing the Arcanus. So we're going to need to do the temporal fragments. And we're putting these around the corner, just like what we did before. So it'll be that one, 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 that one. Cool. Thought that'd be kind of neat to do it that way. And then I know that we can do these in batch, but I think the batch size we can do, the max batch size we do is 4. I think. So I'm going to do 1, 2. I want to throw those a little farther out there. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's the max size I can do. It's based on your tier. So, yeah, they gave us 2. Yeah, there's a little goblin walking towards us over there. Let's do a couple more of these. All right, we got our 8 Arcana. So we're going to be working towards making the Oculus core and the Oculus pedestal. We can take, and now that we're pointing at this with our mouse, we'll hit the H to bring up the handbook on it. And that'll take you into the handbook registry for it. We can see ingredient for that. So here's everything that we're going to need for making that. So we're going to need the Mana Stone. We're going to need the Arcanus. We're going to need 4 of those for this. That's why we made 8. And then we're going to need these Eldrithian Nuggets. And these are temporal fragments and copper bits. So we're going to need 2, 4 for that. And then, oops, didn't mean to do that. And then for this one, we don't need any. So we just need to make 4 of those. Cool. Copper bits. How do you get copper bits? Well, I am, because of the X skills mod, you have the ability to recover copper bits when your tools break. If you scan over here on my tools, you'll see that it says when it's ground, it's going to turn into 10 copper bits. So I can throw this in there and turn it into copper bits. But when these tools use up and they break, they're turning in. They have a chance to turn into copper bits. And then we're going to need these. One, 2, 3, and 4. So let's throw this together. We're going to need that in the center. We're going to need our Eldrithian Nuggets. We're going to need our 4 Arcanus. And we're going to need 2 Mana Stones on either side. That's going to get us our Oculus core. And then for the pedestal, I'm going to need some shifting fibers. And that's it. So 2 shifting fibers. Are there 4 lesser Arcanus? And 2 more Mana Stones. And that gives us our Oculus pedestal. Cool. Now, we are also going to need a resonator. Leyline resonator. Let's go in, take a look at the book here. We're going to be working on the Magic Station, and we are going to be building the Oculus. So this is the device that we're building now. This should look pretty familiar to you. If you've played Minecraft, this should look pretty familiar to you. That's basically another portal. More specifically, if you are used to modded Minecraft and you have played Botania, this will look very similar to what is it called? The Eldendale or Elfendale, yeah, portal. Cool. So let's do this right here. I'm going to actually put this right like that. And we'll put a block in right there just to get it started. There we go. And you need 3. I'm going to get rid of this right there. We got 2 there. So 1 more to that side. Hit. Oh, yep. Oh. Did I not have enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did not. All right, now we're going to need to put the Oculus core into the center of this. There we go. And oh, I should have left those up there. I can still do it. Make sure I'm putting these in the right spot. I'm pretty sure that they go, if I recall, Magic Station. Yeah. Yeah, they go right like that. And like that. There. And right there. Get them. Got them. Okay, now we need to put the pedestal. And I'm just going to set it right there. And now we're going to take this ley line resonator. Let's talk about what I've done here with the 2 Nexus that's set up. They are actually sharing the runestones here between each other. So if you look at it, we've got its essence flow is doubled, and same thing on this one, essence flow is doubled. So we're getting the benefit of having that right there. So now we link that to the Oculus core. And there we go. The Nexus, or the Oculus, is now ready. All right, we'll come to that, back to that here in just one moment. Let's go check on our status. This stuff over here. There we go. Okay, so that is now weak tannin. So we're going to take another 5. We're going to put that into there and seal it. Now that's going to become strong tannin in 24 hours. We have weak tannin there. If we come over and check these, you can now see that we have 9 soaked hides. So we're going to take those soaked hides. We're going to put them in our crafting grid with our knife, and that's going to turn them into scraped hides. So now we have 9 scraped hides. So now we're going to have to soak those into here, and that's going to take 3 days. It's going to take 3 days for that to become prepared hide, which will be the next step. See if I can get this guy to chase me. Hey, you. Follow me. It's okay. We won't hurt at all. Just follow me right into here. Come on. Come on. Ah, he died. There we go. It's up to 13 now. All right, so looking through the survival handbook, section 4 synthesis is where we're dealing with the Oculus. We've already done the pedestal, the core, the runestones, mana stone. We've done all that. We've linked it all together using the ley line resonator. It's working. Next thing we got to do is we need to be able to create things. So it says the next step is to create some synthesis ciphers. New ciphers can be made in the pedestal GUI. Place runic parchment in the left item slot select what you want to make, then apply it to the right. A cipher will pop out. Cool. So this is how we make the ciphers, or how do we make the runic parchment? So shifting fibers and rusty dust. And I'm going to go ahead and make about 12 of them. It's just a random number, and just an arbitrary number is what we refer to them as. Didn't have any meaning behind it, just wanted to do it. So we got 12 there. So that's going to be what the next step's going to be. All right, let's open this thing up. We are going to put in that. And now we're going to go through and find what it is we're looking for. Let's start off with the apprentice staff. I got to stop. Let's move that bow out of our inventory, shall we? There we go. There we go. Pick that one up. So we have one cipher. That's the apprentice staff. And let's look at also, let's look at the apprentice hat. As far as another one that we're going to try to make. Cool. Let's take a look at these things. So I'm going to right click. I'm not. There it is. We're going to arrow over it. It's going to show us in the tooltip what all we're going to need to be able to make this. So we're going to need 3 rusty dust, 3 pieces of mage weave, 5 Eldrithian nuggets, and 2 lesser arcanas. That's what we're going to need for the apprentice hat. For the apprentice staff, we're going to need 2 temporal fragments. We're going to need 3 shifting fibers, 2 pieces of firewood, 1 mana stone, and 1 lesser arcanus. Cool. So that is the recipe for this. And the way you do it is you have to put all of these items into the Oculus. So we throw the cipher into the Oculus portal to begin the synthesis. Then we have to throw in all the necessary items. So basically when you throw the cipher in, it's basically triggering it and saying, hey, here's the recipe that we're going to be using. We look at the pedestal to see what the recipe requires next. So when we look at when we're putting stuff in there, it'll actually give us a list on the pedestal of what we need to do. And then after all the items have been added, the recipe will require some type of essence to complete. Some recipes will require a specific kind of essence. Use the ley line resonator to connect the Oculus core to the required essence generator. When you're looking at the synthesis, you can see where it says cost 200 any essence. If you look at this one, it says cost 175 any essence. So that means we can use light or dark essence when we go to create this. So remember how we shifted these Nexus to be able to be light or dark? Well, that's why there's going to be some of these where we're going to need to have dark essence to be able to make them. So we're going to end up moving and having the ability to get dark essence over there and farm it. Hopefully, I figured that out. But anyways, we'll be able to start putting. We'll be able to move those over there and get them linked into it. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and use the light essence that we have set up over there. Let's work on making getting everything together for the apprentice staff. Let's start with that one first. All right. So we know we're going to need the temporal fragments, the shifting fibers, firewood, mana stone times 1, and lesser arcanus. So really the only thing we're going to have to manufacture here is going to be the lesser arcanus. And we are going to need 2 of those. So that means we're going to need 4 of those. And do we still have we do not. We're going to need that for in the morning. Cool. All right. I'll come back in the morning and we will go and get everything or get this finalized up. Actually, one of the things we're going to do, because remember, we're talking about leather crafting primarily in this one. And I just realized that my pelts are ready over here. So we should be able to take a look at these. Let's see, smalls. Those are smalls and smalls. So we have 17 smalls and we have 2 of the mediums. And if I recall, I think I can make, I can make that with the medium one. So if you recall, we need to, we're going to be making first the hunter backpack. So the ones that we have right now, they're 4 slot ones, but they can't be upgraded. Right. So if I go they can be upgraded. Let's see. Oh. So do I want to do that instead? That's going to give me an 8 slot. I think I'd rather do that. But let's go ahead and go through this process anyways, because we do need to kind of, for completeness, I need to demonstrate this stuff. So let's go ahead and make at least 100 backpack, right? We'll just make one of those. And then we can upgrade that using the small pelts, rope, firewood, and a knife. And if I recall, I can make rope that way. So I need 2 of those. So 2 rope, 2 firewood, and a knife. And that's going to give me the leather backpack. Cool. I'll take that. So let's do this one has the sling, the black bronze arrows, and the temporal fragment in it. So if I take those out, just put them right there. That should empty that because you can't move a backpack if it's got stuff in it. So we'll take that out and swap it out with that one. And then we can put these items back in. Cool. That gives us 2 more slots there. Now, let's upgrade this one. So for this, we're going to need to make the basket, which I think is that right there. That's the hand basket. And then we're going to need 6 rope. And then twine and 2 more firewood. We'll need that there, that there, there, there and there, there and there, and there. And that gives us the mini linen backpack. That has 8 slots in it. I like the sound of that. Let's see. This has the smoked bush meat to the dried grass. So that, and that. So now that one's empty. We can take it out and we'll put that in its spot. All right. Hey, that's pretty nice. That's giving us some more storage space. Definitely need that. Okay. Now let's go ahead and sleep through the night and then we'll go and do the synthesis. Okay, we are ready to do our, there it is, chalk. I was going to say, did I bring the chalk? We got to make the Arcanus that we're going to need for this synthesis. So we'll do that. And that. And that one. All right, so that gives us our 2 lesser Arcanus. So we go down our list. We need the temporal fragments, got them. Shifting fibers times 3, got them. Firewood times 2, we got it. Mana stone times 1, we've got it. And now our lesser Arcanus times 2, we got it. So what are we going to do? We're going to sit and we're going to throw this in first. There you go. Interesting. Now we look here and it can tell you what you need. It says next ingredient, temporal fragment. That's what it needs. So we're going to go 1, 2. Where are they at? Oh, there they are. Ah. Go away, you. Any others? Nope. Okay. And you see on the tooltip here, it also shows you what you need. So here it's saying we need the shifting fibers. There we go. Now we need the firewood. And we should need the mana stone. and then the Lesser Arcanus. Step back and watch the magic. Oh, do I have to do the transmute on it? Yes, I do. There it goes. All right, so that should have taken... Yeah, see, now we're down to 375 on that one. And we now have... Where'd it go? Our Common Apprentice Staff. So this is going to replace our makeshift staff. It's got quite a bit more durability. It has a negative or a minus 5% cast time, so it'll go a lot faster. Okay, I think we may go ahead and do the hat too while we're thinking about it. So it's not that much that has to go into it. The Mage Weave is just that. 1, 2, 3. How many do we need? 3 of those? Yeah. So that's easy. It's not really difficult. The most expensive part about this, of course, is your temporal fragments. It does require 5 of those plus 2 of these. So that's, it's pretty expensive. Let's go ahead and we're going to pull these. We'll pull them down once we get over there. Let's go do this really quick. I got thinking about it. I was like, let's go ahead and do it. It's fun. We got enough stuff for it. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So we're going to start off. We start off with the synthesis, and we're going to throw it into the Oculus. It did not make it. Throw it into the Oculus. There we go. And it tells us that we need the rusty dust first. I'm just going to hop up here on top. So 3 rusty dust. And it should be 3 Mage Weave, 5 Eldrithian Nuggets, and 2 Lesser Arcanus. And that is ready to go. And it says, let's see, can we cast transmutation on it? See if it works. It did. Cool. There is our hat. Now it's going to cost us 25 mana to link this. That's why I was like, let's go ahead and do it now. So let's go inside here. For a moment. How's our vegetables doing? Still going? Okay. See why I wanted to come down to Texas? It's December and it's 11 degrees Celsius. All right, let's we're gonna have to build up our mana, so let's do a little bit of meditation here. I'm gonna pause there for a moment. Temporal stability, you see I'm down to like 30%. Now this will build up back fast, and that's because of what I've done here with my temporal adaptation. That temporal recovery basically doubles my recovery rate. So that's a good one to have when you're dealing with the negative effects from Rustbound magic. Where are we at? 23 of 31. Let's do it one more time. All right, so now we're going to have to hold sneak and right click to soul bind this, to soul bind with this item. Okay, so we're going to sneak and right click. There we go. Now we look at it and it says it's now soul bound to us. So if we go and put it on our head, boom. Here we go. Our first piece of the apprentice set. Sweet. Nice little hat. Get a little picture of that. post that on Discord. Speaking of on Discord, if you're not a member of the Shino Gaming Discord community, why not? Go hop on there. The link is down in the description below. Go ahead and join us. We're getting close to having 100 members on the Shino Gaming Discord community, which I think is super phenomenal. Really cool. Having some good conversations on there. Lots of people hopping in and saying, hey, what about this? What about this? How do you do this? You know, getting all the help that you could need for some of the modded versions or some of the mods within Vintage Story. And that's what I wanted to do when I set up, was to be a good resource for getting information about the modded community. So come over and join us. Did a little bit more than what I was planning on today, but didn't get everything done that I wanted. So I guess that's how it goes. A couple more days of waiting for this stuff to finish up here. I kind of hoped that it would take me longer to get the Oculus stuff together than it actually did. But that's all right. We're going to continue working on getting some more leather stuff. When we come back next episode, I will have this done and we'll be transferring it over here. See, look, our strong tannins ready. So once we come back in the next episode, this will be done and we'll be moving it over into there. And then hopefully be doing a little bit of leather crafting also. And also hope to have a little more building done in this area. And maybe even have the rest of this hill gone. Take a look at it here. There's not much left here to do. We've got this area here. And looks like it's going to go down just one more layer after that. So we'll have to go one more layer below that so that we can then fill it back in with dirt. To get it all flat. Hey, guy. Where'd you go? There's one of the hunters. There he is. Oh. Nothing. All right, folks. Hey. Thanks for spending time with me. We'll see you in the next episode. Take care.